Oleksandr, if you'd like to show the camera, please.
You will find it tomorrow on eBay.
With the fight drawing near, Usyk turned up the heat, throwing playful jabs at Fury in a press conference showdown. Meanwhile, boxing promoter Eddie Hearn emphasized the significance of the fight, describing it as the ultimate in the sport of boxing. Hearn highlighted that this is for the undisputed heavyweight world championship, noting how close the first match was. So close that the result remained a mystery until the final announcement.
It's very unusual for me to be in that position, watching two guys that I don't have any business in. And the hairs on the back of my neck were standing up. My heart was beating out of my chest watching this fight because I love boxing. And for me, that was the ultimate in the sport of boxing, the undisputed heavyweight world championship. And listen, as a outsider, someone with no skin in the game, let's be honest, this fight was close. When those decisions were being read out, no one knew which way it was going to go. And Oleksandr Usyk proved himself as the pound-for-pound #1 in the sport. Just a remarkable fighter, undisputed cruiserweight world champion, undisputed heavyweight world champion.
With less than 2 months left until the highly anticipated rematch, unified heavyweight champion Oleksandr Usyk and challenger Tyson Fury faced off on Wednesday at a press conference in London, launching promotion for their December 21st showdown in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia. Both fighters seemed to be carrying the weight of the previous match's intensity, but they were also eager to put forth their readiness and anticipation for another test of their abilities. Tyson Fury acknowledged how rare it is for him to be the underdog, the last time being roughly 4.5 years ago, in his second fight against Deontay Wilder. Reflecting on the upcoming bout, Fury expressed his excitement for a fantastic match. However, he also conceded that Usyk had earned his previous victory fair and square, displaying a glimpse of vulnerability that added more depth to their rivalry.
It's actually been about 4.5 years, was the Wilder 2 fight last time I was the underdog in these fights. What's going through my mind? I'm just looking forward to a fantastic fight, you know. Last time in May, it was a fantastic fight. Alexander won the fight fair and square.
Fury went on to attribute his loss to a brief lapse in concentration. He emphasized how renewed focus and avoiding complacency are essential components of his confidence going into the rematch. By making these mental adjustments, he believes he can turn the outcome in his favor this time around.
Just looking to put on a great fight again. You know, it was very close last time. He got it by a point. A little bit more focus, a little bit more lack of complacency, and I should do the job, what I need to do. You know, it's nothing drastic has to change, a bit more the same, a little bit more focus, like I say, and I will be victorious.
In contrast, Oleksandr Usyk, when asked about his motivation, kept things straightforward. He pointed out that self-discipline and focus keep him going, without any need for external motivators. Usyk's unassuming confidence was a reminder of his formidable mentality, which has driven him to multiple victories throughout his career.
Hi everybody, thank you so much. I'm happy to be here, here. What is my motivation? I don't have motivation. Only my regime, only my concentration. This is my motivation.
Fury remains steadfast, asserting that he has learned from his mistakes and is determined to deliver a knockout to Usyk in the rematch, similar to how he has triumphed in previous rematches. His determination fuels his promise to dominate once more.
Listen, we did the fight in May of this year. Great fight. I know we keep bragging on about it, but it's in the past now, so we've got to put that behind us. What happened in the fight was a good fight for the fans, and we move on from that. But like I said earlier on in my opening statement, I have to be a little bit more focused and a little bit more smart to get the victory. As it would seem, my rematch with people is always ends up one way. I always end up knocking them out in the rematch. Whoever I've faced more than once has been knocked out in the rematch. So I'm envisaging something similar in the second fight with Usyk.
Amid the rising tension, Tyson Fury lightened the mood, humorously signing a picture of himself being hit by Usyk. The gesture offered a welcome break from the serious atmosphere and demonstrated Fury's playful personality, which keeps the public entertained both in and out of the ring.
To confirm this is a photograph of the first fight, Oleksandr Usyk is asking Tyson Fury to sign it.
I look like Shrek. picture of me taking a big left hand to the jaw. It's a nice one.
Oleksandr, if you'd like to show the camera, please.
You will find it tomorrow on eBay.
Tyson Fury's manager, Spencer Brown, echoed the fighter's approach to preparation. He portrayed Tyson as viewing boxing as just a job, similar to completing a household chore. Brown described how Fury plans to spend the upcoming 10 weeks focusing on becoming bigger, stronger, and being at his best for the showdown, illustrating the no-nonsense attitude that underscores his training.
We could think of, really. I mean, we just had one, but I think this one on the 21st will be the biggest fight this year. I think Tyson Fury will come out victorious. The boxing is it's just a job for Tyson. If you speak to him, it's just a job. It's like taking the bins and the bags out. It's just a job for him. But he's got 10 weeks now, 10 weeks of hard graft. He's going to be bigger, stronger, and he's going to do his best. And I think he's going to beat Oleksandr Usyk. Let's not take anything away from him. He's some unbelievable fighter. I still believe that Tyson Fury is the best heavyweight in the world.
Boxing manager and promoter Frank Warren also voiced his optimism, believing the rematch would surpass the first fight now that both fighters have already shared the ring, gaining insight into each other's style. With mutual respect between Fury and Usyk, Warren emphasized that they would come back this time, prepared to overcome each other's strengths.
The next one is going to be, I think, every bit as good, if not better, because they've been in the ring with each other. They've shared that ring. I know they've got respect for each other, and I know they'll be looking for clues to try and negate what they feel the other guy's best moves will be and so forth. But you know what? It's just going to be great. It's going to be great, and I believe in Tyson. I believed in him from day one. And I believe he can go and do this business in style.
Brad Jacobs added another layer, suggesting that Fury's best performances tend to come when he's under pressure. Drawing comparisons to his victories over Deontay Wilder and Vladimir Klitschko, Jacobs expressed confidence in Fury's ability to shine under similar circumstances this time, even though the exact strategy Fury would use remained unpredictable.
Very confident, of course. Well, thank you, first of all, Dev, and everyone involved in the event, especially Gia, His Excellency, Sella, the companies, Queensberry, Team Usyk. Look, Tyson Fury is best with his back to the wall. We've seen it a few times before with the Wilder and Klitschko. He's sort of in that position again, and I have no doubt that Tyson will become victorious again in a Tyson-esque way. We don't know what way that'll be, but it will happen. One of his performances.
Acknowledging his loss, Fury, now 36, vowed to stay more focused this time. He admitted that entertaining the crowd with his antics had ultimately cost him the match, with the pivotal moment coming in round 9 when Usyk unleashed 14 unanswered punches, resulting in a knockdown. Fury remained adamant that he was ahead on the cards up until that point, but plans to cut down on showboating in the rematch. Fury was ahead on all 3 cards heading into round 8 and remains convinced he should have won. He stated that he has re-watched the fight hundreds of times, acknowledging how close it was. "I always scored myself winning it, but I'm not a judge, am I?" Fury said. He plans to stay focused and reduce the showboating in the rematch. "I haven't made any adjustments, and that's the truth. The only adjustments will be on fight night, where I keep more focused and less clowning in the ring," Fury added. "I did a lot of showboating, a lot of messing around, more than I've ever done before, actually. Against supposedly my toughest opponent, I did a lot of around, and it ended up costing me." Looking ahead to his rematch with Usyk, Fury sees it as a crucial fight for both fighters and a chance to avenge his only loss. "I've been in this position before," Fury said. "I don't really dwell on the past too much. I just focus on my job, train for the next fight, and put in a good performance. My aim is to get the victory back and hopefully create another trilogy. I've had 3 trilogies before." He continued, "It's massive for both of us, and I want to win badly because obviously I want to avenge my only loss. And it means a lot because I get the rematch straight away, rather than having to chase someone around for the rematch." The rematch was a priority for Turki Al-Sheikh, chairman of Saudi Arabia's General Entertainment Authority, to ensure it took place promptly. "This is what Riyadh season is about, delivering a great fight again within 7 months," Al-Sheikh told ESPN. He emphasized the importance of not waiting due to the fighters' ages and the desire to avoid interim fights and potential injuries. The first fight was too close, and we don't have time, Oleksandr said. Usyk turns 38 in January and Fury is 36. Why would we wait if everything is right? This is our way to do business. We will continue to deliver great fights to the market. Boxing analyst Teddy Atlas provided Fury with pointed advice for the rematch. He critiqued Fury's underuse of the uppercut and encouraged him to add more aggression and intent behind his punches. Atlas's advice ties in with the overarching theme of Fury needing to adopt a sharper, more purposeful approach in the rematch. Adding to Atlas's insights,
look, there's things that he maybe could have used the uppercut more because it was very effective in that 6th round. Maybe he could have used it throughout the fight a little more, maybe. You know, maybe there's things that he could have just added off of controlling him with the jab. I have a saying, you set the table with the jab and you eat with the right hand, right? Maybe he could have, you know, went to the refrigerator a little bit and brought out a few, to wherever the stock box is, wherever he keeps the right hand, and brought them out with the jab a little more. Maybe he could have done that because he was definitely doing well with the jab. He was setting the table. Maybe he could have ate a little more.
Tyson Fury's co-promoter, Bob Arum, steadfastly argues that Fury should still hold an undefeated professional record, contesting the legitimacy of his loss to Oleksandr Usyk.
I thought he won the fight. I gave him the 2nd through the 7th round and the last round.
Mm-hmm.
But again, one judge saw it that way and the other two didn't.
Professional boxer Zhilei Zhang has no reservations about where his loyalty lies for the Fury vs. Usyk rematch. He's putting his confidence in Usyk to come out on top once again. Fresh off his June knockout of Deontay Wilder, Zhang will be following this clash with keen interest and doesn't hesitate to call it as he sees it. It all comes down to who's ready and sharp. But if I had to bet, I'd say Usyk's the one to watch. I'm backing Usyk to finish the job and take the win again. Former pro boxer Paulie Malignaggi emphasized Fury's calculated strategy, with backup plans regardless of the rematch outcome. Malignaggi noted that even if Fury loses, there is a potentially lucrative showdown with Anthony Joshua still in the pipeline, keeping Fury's opportunities open-ended.
If Fury Fury actually created himself an option if he wins and if he loses. So if he wins against Usyk, he can go fight Dubois before a 3rd fight with Usyk. If he loses to Usyk, you're right, bro. He can go fight AJ. That's crazy, bro. Like you call me the matchmaker? That's matchmaking. Now Tyson Fury has an option on whether he wins against Usyk and whether he loses against Usyk. If he wants to continue fighting, of course, he has an option because if he wins against Usyk, he can fight Dubois. All British showdown in Wembley. If he loses to Usyk, you can still do an all British showdown at Wembley with AJ. Which is
Former undisputed champion Lennox Lewis added his view on Fury's strategy, emphasizing the importance of a well-crafted game plan and disciplined execution. Lewis noted that sticking to specific tactics could prove vital for Fury to emerge victorious.
We're, of course, a matter of a few months away from the rematch, the proposed rematch. What does Tyson Fury need to do in the rematch that he potentially didn't do first time around if he's going to avenge that loss?
I think he needs to take the fight a lot serious, secure his job. I like him a little heavier, whether, he feels that works for him or not. But, I would like him a little heavier and, working behind the jab.
Antonio Tarver stressed that Fury must bring a new approach to the rematch if he hopes to win, suggesting a victory could pave the way for an exhilarating trilogy between the two. In his perspective, the adjustments Fury makes now could determine the future of this heavyweight rivalry.
I think we have to see something different. You know what I mean? If Tyson Fury want to really, save, not saying his legacy, but save where he's at right now today, he has to win that rematch. Vitally important that he flip the table on Usyk and make sure we have a trilogy so we can truly see, maybe Tyson win back-to-back fights.
Paul Smith weighed in, speculating that Fury might even consider retirement after this fight, regardless of the result, as the anticipation around a potential Joshua clash has diminished. He also emphasized that Usyk stands as the top heavyweight, framing the fight as Usyk's to lose, though recognizing Fury's unpredictability.
I think it could be his last fight, regardless of what he does. If he wins, he could retire in the ring and be done, because I think the AJ fight's gone. I don't think anyone will want to see that now, with all due respect to both of them, in my opinion. But I think it's Usyk's fight to lose. I think Usyk's proven he's number one in the division now, with a lot, especially that given how well Dubois done. So it's Usyk's to lose, but it's not by all means a foregone conclusion. You know, I think Usyk is the favourite. I think Usyk would possibly do it, but wouldn't be surprised if Fury did it.
Eddie Hearn hints that Oleksandr Usyk may have a small upper hand in the upcoming rematch with Fury. He admires Fury's talent, but believes Usyk's agility and tactical sharpness could turn the tide. Even so, Hearn concedes that Fury's unpredictability adds an element of surprise to the fight.
How do you see the rematch playing out when those two face off?
I think Usyk's a favourite in a rematch, but Tyson Fury can definitely win that fight. You know, a lot depends on physically what that fight took out of both men.
Tyson Fury's brother Shane Fury shared a pragmatic view of the rematch, acknowledging the inevitable ups and downs of the sport. While accepting that the previous loss was challenging, Shane viewed a rematch as the perfect opportunity to set things right, and if not, it would confirm that Usyk is indeed the better man, a sentiment that ties back to the core unpredictability and excitement of heavyweight boxing.
Listen, it's boxing, isn't it? You win and you lose. It's not that good when you do lose, but you know, I've watched the fight and that there could have went either way. For me watching it, I thought he won on the night, but it is what it is. It's not a big deal. Listen, he's got the rematch. And he can try and set it right. And if he loses again, the best man won. Simple. There's not much to it.
Former pro boxer Tony Bellew highlighted Fury's size as a key factor in the rematch with Usyk. Bellew believes that Fury's towering frame and long reach make him a formidable challenge for anyone in the ring, including Usyk.
If he was 20 stone and 6'9", I've told you what I'd do. I'd fucking invade Russia. But I'm not that big and I'm not that heavy. So, like, I don't know if I could ever lose if I was that big. I'm just going to be quite controversial. I would never lose if I was that big.
Nonetheless, Bellew voiced confidence in Usyk's ability to secure an even more decisive victory this time. He pointed out that Usyk's back foot fighting style would create significant difficulties for Fury. Reflecting on their last matchup, Bellew noted that despite being smaller, Usyk was able to push Fury back and dictate the pace. In this rematch, Usyk is expected to lean into his strengths, with his back foot approach posing what Bellew calls a nightmare for Fury. In addition, Frank Warren sees Tyson Fury's recent loss as a driving force, rekindling his competitive fire. Warren believes this setback could unleash an even more formidable Fury in the rematch, with the defeat fueling his determination like never before.
No, look, he's a very competitive guy, and he trains conscientiously all the time. He certainly has done in this second phase of his career, you know, since he come back and become champion again, and up until the loss. You know, he knows what he's got to do. He's a very sensible guy. It was a very close fight last time out. No matter what anybody says, that's what it was, a split decision.
Looking back on their previous matchup, Warren recalls it as a fiercely close fight. He notes that Fury had several key moments to shift the momentum, especially during the critical 7th round, when he appeared to be closing in on a potential knockout. However, a well-timed punch to Fury's nose disrupted his rhythm, altering the flow of the bout. According to Warren, this blow not only shook Fury's confidence, but set the stage for a grueling 9th round. Still, Fury's resilience allowed him to rally in the final round, where he showcased his relentless fighting spirit. Thanks for tuning in to our coverage of the Usyk vs. Fury showdown. If you enjoyed the press conference highlights and can't wait to see what happens in the ring, be sure to hit that like button and subscribe for more updates leading up to the fight. Drop a comment below with your predictions. Who do you think will come out on top? Stay tuned, and we'll catch you in the next video.